Hey, so this week I was talking about first class, and I got this idea. I was listening to one of Gary V's books on tape in the car, or books on, iPhone in the car. If you've never listened to Gary V or watched his videos or read his books, you need to. I love the man. He has such a great vision for businesses and for how social media and online affects businesses, and just has some really great one-liner thoughts about it. He's really phenomenal. But so he talked about, why if an airline can take care of the 8 passengers in first class the way they do, why don't they take care of the whole plane that way? And I thought that was such a great concept because it's so true within our business as well. If you're treating certain people like first class, that means you're treating the other people like second class, or like their steerage or baggage, and people see that and people feel that. So that is, I think, the main lesson is that it's great to treat somebody like first class, but that means you're treating somebody else like they're second class. That's what you don't want to be doing. And that's where you're going to get your business in trouble, is by treating people like second class. So why don't you do it for everybody? Why don't we do that for everybody? If you're not doing it, then you should. Simple things like, do you put out cookies? Do you put out mints? Do you put out, nicer coffee mugs instead of styrofoam for your full pay families? And you do minimal for the direct cremation families? Do you offer coffee during that final view time for direct cremation families, but you offer it during visitation? Why the difference? Are you concerned because they're going to be there longer? Are you concerned that if you offer refreshments that they're going to linger longer, take more of your time, even though that's why you're there and that's what they're paying for? What is the rationale and what is the thinking behind what you're offering and the differences in what you're offering? So, are you so excited that you have a full pay funeral that you almost like fangirl out over that family, and you start throwing things at them like, oh my gosh, here's a candle, here's some bookmarks, here's a memory page, let me print off the memories, let me make a photo collage for you, let me do this, let me do that, let me go get more refreshments to put out? Are you going above and beyond because you're so excited that you have a full call if you've had maybe a string of direct cremations? Are you reacting to something because it's what you feel is maybe a financial gain because it is a higher priced paying client? What is driving the motivation to separate out your clients into 2 categories? Be consistent. I've talked about this before. Consistency is the key. Families see when you're not being consistent. They don't see the big difference. If you have a direct cremation family that has asked you to take care of them, and you have a full pay family that has asked you to take care of them, aside from cremation and burial and, not buying as much merchandise, they don't see a difference in that service, because there shouldn't be a difference in the service. You should be serving them with all your capabilities and all that you have, regardless. So think about the last time you walked on an airplane and you walk through the first class. I've never flown first class. I don't most of the time see that there's a difference unless you're on like a long-term flight, but otherwise it's just, you get this much more room maybe. I don't know. But when's the last time you walked through first class and you looked at this people and you thought, gosh, they are so much more deserving to sit up here. They must be really important. What do you typically think? Why are they up here? Like, what is different about them? What did they do better? What did they have better? You think about these things and wonder where the differences land. Families are going to wonder the same. So when you have Mrs. Smith and Mrs. Jones having coffee together, and Mrs. Smith had a full traditional and Mrs. Jones had a direct cremation, they both lost their spouses. They both had you serve them. And the one is talking about how she got this bookmark and she got this and she got that. And the other one's thinking, why didn't I get those things? Why is she more deserving than me? Don't make your families you serve question those things, question themselves, because they don't see maybe the financial part of it. They think, oh, a bookmark costs like $1. Why can't they give that to me too? Do they not value my call to them as much? Did they not value me as a client as much? Level the playing field and put everyone on the same category, the same class. Don't have first and second, just have one class. Your clients who you serve in a first class way all the time. Thanks, guys.